Hello everyone, it's Verónica here. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you how you can cut energetic cords that form between you and another person, and they can get us stuck in toxic relationships. So if you feel that you have a very conflictive or dramatic relationship with someone, that you are stuck in toxic relationships, in toxic patterns or behaviors, maybe you broke up with someone, and even if it was years ago, you still think of that person, you still bump into that person, like you can't seem to let go. This video is perfect for you, because sometimes it doesn't matter how aware we are of the problem, of the pattern or the unhealthy dynamic we are stuck in. Just by being aware of it, just by talking about it, and just by trying, you will find that you see no difference. When we act at the level of the energy field, is much more efficient, it's much more powerful. This is one of the techniques I use in my one-on-one sessions. Most people feel effects almost immediately. I've experienced myself, and it just feels amazing. You just feel much lighter, like a load has been lifted off your shoulders. It's amazing how such a simple tool can create such an impact or such strong results. Gaining awareness, though, is the first step, right, to solve a problem. So in a previous video, I was talking about the drama triangle, different roles. So that these are 3 roles that we normally take on to meet our needs when we don't know how to do it in a healthy way. The 3 main roles in the drama triangle are the victim, the rescuer, and the prosecutor. So I'll put that link in the comments below, so you can have a look. There are a few questions for you for self-reflection. So I think it would be interesting to watch that video and to get a bit of awareness before choosing, for example, the person you want to cut the cord with. Cutting the energetic cords is very easy. What you are going to need is some unrefined sea salt, a small bowl of water where you can put the salt, preferably. And after we cut the cords, I'm gonna make a suggestion to have a bath after it to finish the cleansing effect, and also it has relaxing effects, so in combination is really, really powerful. Right, so how are these cords formed in the first place? We have an energy field, auric field. I'm sure you've heard about the aura or the energy field, this invisible part of us where a lot of information is stored, all the negative experiences, trauma, everything gets stored in there, and eventually it will manifest in the form of negative patterns, conflicts, unpleasant experiences in your life, and eventually they can even manifest as symptoms and diseases. So when we work at the level of the energetics, it's much more efficient, more effective, and much quicker, and we can avoid experiencing this negative reality or getting stuck in these patterns, and we can even improve our health, because many of the symptoms or the diseases we experience have an emotional root behind it. So when we get stuck in a toxic relationship and we experience all these negative emotions again and again, and we are caught in this unhealthy dynamic, these unhealthy patterns again and again and again, we can have cords that attach us to that other person. Right? If you think about it, it can be like a feeding tube, from person to person. And when we cut this is so powerful. Right, so step number 1, think about the person you want to cut the cord with. It can be someone in your family, it can be an ex-partner, it can be someone at work. And let me make something very clear. When I'm talking about cutting cords with someone, I'm not talking about finishing the relationship. I'm not talking about removing someone from our lives, because that might be the case if it's an ex-partner, for example, but it might be you might want to cut the cord with one of your parents or siblings because you don't have a healthy relationship with them. But it doesn't mean that you are finishing the relationship. The love is still there, the beautiful bonding is still there. You can still care for them. You can still have them in your life. Of course, you want to have them in your life. What you are cutting is the negative patterns or the toxic patterns, if that makes sense. Because some people say, but how am I going to cut a cord to my mom or to my dad? That's so terrible. No, because you are not hurting them. You are not finishing the relationship. It doesn't mean that you don't love them anymore or that you don't want them in your life anymore. Not at all. It just means that the elements of codependence or negative patterns or toxic behaviors, that's what we're cutting, right? So that's the intention. That's what we're eliminating. So when you choose that person, when you think about that person, where do you feel it in your body? So you can take a few seconds, a few minutes, as long as you need, and just feel, where do you feel it in your body? And normally negative emotions will be around this area, the solar plexus, so right below the sternum. So if you don't feel it in your body, if you think, if you know, if you're not used to feeling energy or it just doesn't come to you, it's okay, it doesn't matter. But for people who are more sensitive, they will immediately feel, oh, I feel it in my throat, so I think about this person and I feel like I can speak, or I feel it in my gut, or my stomach shrinks, right? If you don't, it's okay. So just focus on the solar plexus area. That's what we're gonna work on. So think about where you feel it. If you don't feel it anywhere in particular, just visualize that cord from the solar plexus, so from here, right? So have that bowl with salt water handy, and you're gonna grab this cord like you were a physical cord, right? So you're gonna grab it with your hands. I'm gonna go a bit further away so you can see what I'm doing. So imagine you're grabbing the cord here. You, with the other hand, you're gonna visualize that you have energetic or luminous fingers, right? And you're gonna use them as a knife, right? So you're gonna start chopping, right? Doing this movement, chopping, feeling all these big cords, or maybe multiple cords. You're chopping them, right? And setting a very strong intention to release the old stories, the trauma, the negative patterns, right? So feeling how that's being cut, how that's being released. And while you're still holding these cords with the other hand, when you feel you're ready, you're gonna pull. So when you're ready to pull, take a very deep inhalation and exhalation. And in the very deep exhalation is where you're gonna pull, right? So deep inhalation, and when you're ready, right? And with that deep exhalation, you're gonna be pulling. And you want to pull immediately those cords in the salt water. If you feel like you need to do it for whatever reason and you're away, you can't get to a bowl with unrefined, with water with unrefined sea salt, visualize a green flame, like a bucket with a green flame, and visualize that those cords are being disintegrated and cleansed by this green flame. But if you have the opportunity to do it with salt water, much better. And very, very important, and this is something I always add, and when I'm doing it with a client in a session, I always make them say, while we are pulling the cord, I release you to your own destiny. So you can use the name, you can say, Dad, I release you to your own destiny, your dad's name, your ex-partner's name, just I release you to your own destiny, but setting that very, very strong intention that codependency, that those patterns, that those behaviors are gonna stop. And you release that person to their own destiny, meaning that you are not codependent anymore, that you don't feed from each other anymore, that you are not hooked to each other anymore. And if you're doing it from the solar plexus, but you feel you have it somewhere else in the body, go for it. Do it again. Same technique, you just gather the cord or the cords, chop them, and when you're ready, big inhale, and in the exhalation you pull, put it in the salt water, saying I release you to your own destiny again. And this is something we're in this video I explained it by choosing one person Like maybe if you do it, of course, individually with people you think you might have some type of patterns or toxic relationship, is much more powerful. But this is something you can do at the end of the day, and just visualize different energetic cords, you know, coming from different people, from clients, colleagues, anyone you interact with, right? So you're not thinking about someone in particular, you're just visualizing any cords that are not in my highest interest, any cords that are not serving me, that are not beneficial for me. Chop, chop, chop. You gather them all together, you cut them, and again put them in the salt water. And after this, if you have time, so this is something that I like to do in the evening, because then I can have a bath. Salt has a very strong cleansing effect. So when you have a salt bath, it finishes the clearing process. If you have any other dirty energy in your energy field, in your aura, it will help cleanse all this. If you think about when you swim in the sea, how do you feel after swimming in the sea? And you might think, well, yeah, that's because of the sunshine, that's because I like the beach, that's because, yeah, part of it. But the reason why most people feel amazing after swimming in the sea is because of the cleansing properties of the salt. And that's why I don't get refined salt from the supermarket. Buy unrefined sea salt, not Epsom salt, because it doesn't have such strong cleansing properties. It's very cheap to buy it online, and just add some to your bath. You can add baking soda, that's also very cleansing. And to make it even more powerful, you can add 10 drops of either tea tree oil, or lavender essential oil. And I would say choose one of the two. Don't combine like different oils. So tea tree, I find it very cleansing, very, very strong. Lavender is also cleansing, but it also has that relaxing effect. So if you're having a bath in the evening, you know, and if by doing this some emotions come up, and you know, maybe you want that relaxing, soothing touch, and just relax in the bath, maybe say a prayer, you know, ask for guidance, connect with gratitude for having experienced this, and to show you what steps, you know, sometimes this will cause a change in relationships, because when you're stuck in an unhealthy dynamic and suddenly you change, the other person might notice it and might think, what's happening here? Maybe you don't want to get stuck in the drama anymore. Maybe you don't want to have those arguments, so you just suddenly find yourself avoiding those arguments, or just not being provoked, not being triggered. Maybe you feel more able to set boundaries. So yeah, the other person is going to think, what's going on here? There's something changing, right? Because there was a dynamic, there was a balance, and suddenly when something changes in one side, the other one goes, whoa, what's happening here? So set an intention, ask for guidance, you know, to help you with, so this manifests in your highest and in your highest and best way. So as you can see, this is a very simple exercise that you can do anytime. Oh, I forgot to say, if you don't have a bath, that's okay. You can do a shower with salt. So if you have a bowl or a bucket with salt, just use it like you would exfoliate your skin. So just grab some salt and just rub your skin in whatever areas you feel that need more cleansing. Just do it intuitively, you know, whatever you feel that the salt needs to clean something, just go for it. You can also have a foot bath. It's not going to be as powerful as a full bath, but you can also do it. And the most important thing is the intention when you're cutting the cord. That's the most important thing. So as long as you do that, you will be okay. And this is one of the things I do in my sessions all of the time, because some people find it difficult. Sometimes it's not easy to identify the dynamics. Sometimes it's not easy to identify the cords. You need someone to help you gain awareness and understanding, and to help you integrate all this, because this can bring up a lot of emotions to the surface. So it's always helpful to do it in a safe setting. So if you would like help with this, send me an email, just let me know. But I also want you to have the tools so you can do it on your own anytime and every evening, for example, just for generic chords that might not serving you, that might form in the day or in the week. It's a very simple tool for you to try. I hope you liked it. Take care and see you soon. Bye.